You got to build the relationships first. That's just what you have to do. It's where our culture is. They won't hear what you have to say. They may sit and listen politely, but they won't hear what you have to say until you've earned their trust and earned the right to speak. And, then you can make headway because, quite frankly, our Lutheran confessions have the answers to a whole lot of messed up life, and explaining why the world is such a mess. And that rock solid stuff is something they can sink their teeth into once they realize where it is.
In our lives, and as well as in our church, we sometimes can't see the forest for the trees. And I was thinking about that in relation to best practices for ministry. And it took us out of the forest.
Yeah.
And we got to see a lot of different trees that help to kind of freshen your perspective on what ministry in this Christian church on earth is all about.
You know, we have to get back into building those relationships with people, and it takes a lot of time. So it's not going to be just an afternoon project. And so we got to be really committed to doing that.
Yeah.
I used to work at a pregnancy center, and whenever you took them to Salvation Army to see where the food was, or you helped them out with some other problem, then you had a friend.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think we can do that kind of extra step here and there, and then they're ready to be a little more receptive. That's where the outreach can come.
We're not doing VBS just for the sake of doing VBS. We're doing VBS to connect with those families, to let them know about our after-school program, to feed kids into that. 8 of the 9 baptisms we had in a week were the result of starting that after-school program that mostly fed kids out of Vacation Bible School. And we've got an event at Halloween called the Hallelujah Harvest Festival. And we're going to do the same thing there. It's going to be more, it's not just going to do the event for the sake of the event, it's do the event to connect to folks.
God is sending the people to us.
There we go.
So we are getting the refugees, the immigrants, and the things so we can get them here. And so I think that's a wonderful kind of an idea that, yes, he's sending them here. We can talk. Or, I mean, of course, your neighborhood. We had a study around the church that said that around our church, within 3 miles, there's 7,000 people that are not churched.
Yeah.
So, yes, there's plenty of people to reach.
We saw a lot of younger parents, younger families leaving, and there wasn't a good sense of community with them, and something we've talked about off and on for a while. And hopefully we're not too far past the point of bringing some of them back. But, I think the whole thing just spoke to community, wanting to find for a little while now, and hoping that, community of parents with the young kids would be where it was, so you could feed off of that energy of each other and help lift each other up.
We got the after school program, and we really want to start getting that more connected. It's kind of been the after school program and then here's church. It's kind of been an appendage. We like to get that sunk in here a bit more and get those kids more involved in church and stuff. We had all the baptisms, but we've learned that some of those parents aren't baptized, and now we're working on they just work such odd shifts that neither of our services work for them to come. So we're actually starting up another one that will be part of the after school program, and if that doesn't work, we're going to start another one. It's not going to fill the pews overnight. It's just not, right? It's going to bring people in over time as we connect with them. So the more ways we can be in that community, and the name St. John's Lutheran Church gets in the community, the more people will, when life starts beating them up, know there's a place you can go.
I just can't say enough good things about that conference. And if somebody wants to try to set their church on fire, try going to it.